All right, so here we are on State of Mind, and we have part two. Jackie Zeman and Kenny, Kenny Schreiner,
No, no, no. There's no
Ken,
This
Ken.
kid.
This kid.
But I want to talk about the heyday. How long did that height of fame and whatnot last?
Well, it kind of lasted until you came on, and then it all went away. I don't know what happened. Well, I don't not saying I'm blaming you, but it all just seemed to just disappeared. Then it
No, because it wasn't that height that long. It had to.
The 80s
The
now.
Luke and Laura wedding. I mean, Elizabeth Taylor. Now you didn't sleep with Elizabeth Taylor.
well, I no, I did not.
Did
She
you kiss her?
I did not have anything to do with it. I think it's all alleged. I speak of
Oh,
I say alleged in those terms because we don't really know.
Wait, you're talking the story.
No,
of it, or-
no.
Jackie, help me, please. He just said he said allegedly. That's the greatest thing.
Maurice
Wait, but
has
Tony and
spoken as
Elizabeth
was
were
been
very close.
Tony,
Tony doesn't.
Tony,
talk
but
about it.
Tristan has also said that he was very close to Liz Taylor. So there's two guys that were very close to Liz Taylor. Wait a minute, I don't know. I was never,
well, Tristan sat there and
well,
said,
maybe he was then. Maybe he
and I believe what people tell me, kind of until
Sure.
I know that they
I
did.
didn't say Tristan wasn't. I didn't know. I never knew that anything about Tristan and Liz. I knew about Tony and Liz that they were, he
Close, yeah.
Very close friends.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
But you didn't do anything with Elizabeth
no, I
Taylor.
never. Actually, to tell you the truth, she was at the wedding when I showed up.
But maybe she
Hey,
wasn't
but she
attracted
wasn't-
to you.
No, I believe me. If Liz
Jackie.
Taylor, I wish that Liz Taylor had been there, but they had to insert her, so
They
I never
inserted
even
shots.
met Liz Taylor. However, we did have some other big stars on this show. There was Milton Berle, that was great.
Oh.
Demi Davis Jr.
Oh,
We had who else?
Didn't we? We did a video with Jerry Lewis.
Jerry
Like
Lewis with it.
cooking it,
Yeah, he wasn't on the show though. but-
that wasn't a show, right? That was
No, but
yeah.
Milton Berle and Sammy Davis
Sammy
and
Davis.
Demi Moore, but that's a
Demi Moore wasn't Demi Moore then. She was
yeah, I know, I know.
a young actress.
All right, hold on, guys. I'm like laughing
Yeah,
too.
it's funny.
This is really fun right now for me. I'm like a kid in a candy store, and I'm usually not like that with Ken.
Yeah.
But with Jackie, it's making me laugh. Let's get back. All right, now we've got to some fame stuff. If you know anything more about some fame stuff, I love the fame and how you can't go to the store or somebody this. What about can we talk about the drugs just a little bit? Because this is what I heard. I could be wrong. Tristan didn't want to get into it too much. I don't think he did much. Who else did I have on here that talked about somebody else? That you guys would be in the rooms doing coke and then you'd go up and act.
I never took drugs. I don't. Even,
Ah,
I don't even smoke pot. I mean,
really?
nothing. I do no drugs.
Can you
Never
leave,
have.
Jackie, please?
Yeah, never. I mean, I'm somewhere. I don't even take aspirin. I don't even take. I take.
Oh,
yeah, so I'm
shoot.
kind of boring.
So now, Ken, you're gonna have to open some up, please, just a little bit.
Jackie and I spoke about drugs in the car, and I always have known that Jackie was never. She was never the party girl, as some of us were party people.
Yeah.
In fact, the whole cast and crew was pretty much in the
Yeah.
in the 80s.
Of course.
We had,
80s or 70s?
on the 80s.
80s.
We had a prop guy.
Oh,
Late 70s.
the 80s. Okay, yeah, right.
Prop guy that did props on the show, but he also lived close enough up Beechwood Canyon, and he kind of dealt a little bit of drugs. So you kind of anybody that was interested in the drugs, that he would kind of say, well, I got more at home, and then people would go to his house, and then before you know it, he had a party going on, and that party lasted for a little bit, and there was you could go for whatever reason. We were all young, so
Yeah.
you want to go
Yeah.
up to Beechwood and have a few drinks, and and we all worked so hard that there was a
Yeah.
very way to goof off and unwind, and sometimes you'd be there till one or two.
Second dinner break was at 11:30 at night. And
Well,
it was always in
sometimes-
mostly a second dinner break when Gloria Monty was there.
Yeah, so you work these hideous
Special
hours,
set,
and then
11:30.
sometimes you'd get the prop guy would say, "Hey, I got the people coming up to the house." You'd go up, and next thing it's 3 in the morning, and you got to be back at your hospital at 7:30 in the morning. for blocking and stuff. So it was a wild ride, but we were young.
Yeah,
Yes,
we do it
you-
because we were young.
But how do you? Okay, I'll tell you. I'll get back to this question I want to ask you is how do you act under the influence? But hold on, kid. I'm gonna give you my little story. It
Okay.
only happened once,
Okay, we're all ears.
and I'm not gonna get. I don't get in trouble. It's just I was young. My wife's looking at me like, no. We were. It was late night. I was in the room with a bunch of actors,
Uh-huh.
and I took a couple hits off a joint. Now, I've had a few drinks and I go act. I can do that. But I get real paranoid off weed. But I didn't know I had lines. So I took the hit, maybe took, give me a little more. And I go upstairs and they hand me the script and I got lines. Now everybody knows that I had already had this discussion. So that I get paranoid. So everybody's laughing because they're stoned. And I'm like, oh shit. So all of a sudden, I have the thing, and I'm like, and it's coming, and I hear, can you get it real close to his face? It was a close up, and I'm stoned. My heart came out of my chest of being scared, and there was only a couple lines. Then I had to face my wife. So then I go home and I'm driving real slow. Like I'm so scared because I get paranoid off the weed. And I get home and I'm like, okay, how can I act like I'm not stoned? Because Paula's going to know. So I lay on the bed and I'm like, hey, Paula. And Paula goes, you're stoned, aren't you? And I was like, but I can't imagine just acting regular off cocaine or marijuana or how did that?
Well, as Jackie said, she did no.
No, I know she does, but you.
I first of all, I was never a fan of marijuana, or we all had, it was, but that nobody really. Yeah, you went to the dinner breaks, and people have a couple of cocktails, go back and do the scenes. If you
Yeah.
did scenes with a few cocktails in you sometimes, but like you said, that when you're young, it just sort of
Yeah.
jacks you up a little bit, but it's not. We didn't make it a point to be under the influence because it was too hard to do that shit.
I know you can't.
Yeah,
We
We had pages.
you have to work a lot and work fast. And
we were all getting 35 pages a day then.
Big long
50
10-page
pages,
scenes, and
10 page, 12 page, no little 2, 3, 4 page scenes in those days.
No.
10, 12.
exactly.
So if you were in, prologue plus or the T's as they now call it, and 6I, you had a lot of pages.
Yeah.
They actually I think Tristan and Tony, I don't mean to speak out of school, but there was something where they were having a bachelor party and they all got really liquored up and they shot it. And the next day, Gloria looked at it and said, we can't use this. We got to reshoot
It's
this.
too real.
Well, they were all, but they were all having a good time.
Yeah, I get you. I
Because it was
get you.
supposed to be a bachelor party and it was all guys that were, like their cocktails and stuff. So they just enjoyed themselves, but it didn't really work because, as you know, you really can't act.
No, I agree with you.
You can
I agree with you.
play.
Yeah.
It's easier to play,
Yeah.
liquored up than it is to be liquored up and act straight.
So let's talk about three famous people that now started on GH, doing other things, made it big. Demi Moore, John Stamos, and Rick Springfield. I know you know Rick well, or
Yeah, we worked together.
yeah.
Very line close.
During Jesse is a friend, all that stuff.
Know that, yeah.
How was that? I mean, I've never seen that in my day. I mean, somebody making it as a musician. No one in the last 30 years have done that on GH, right?
No, but
Well-
Rick was great. Rick came on. He and Barbie, his wife, for a million years, were dating at that time. They weren't married yet, and we had a lot of love. We were both young. We had a lot of love scenes and a lot of kids.
Oh, you had the love,
Yeah, with Rick, because we had a storyline together for a long time.
and you knew his wife?
He played Noah Drake. Well, I met her through Rick, but she used to write. We'd have come in. He always knew his love. First of all, I have to say, I adore Rick Springfield.
Yes.
Not only is he creative and talented and fabulous and the most professional person, like comes in, knows his stuff, hits his marks, learns his, he's like, and he's a gentleman, and he's a
Yes.
really good
Yes.
I just adore him. And his wife, Barbie, same thing. They've been married forever. They're happy together.
Oh, they've been.
Oh, she was dating him when he and I met on GH, and then
Wow.
later. She was like 18 at the time.
Yeah.
And she used to write in his scripts, would say like Noah kisses Bobby, or they'd go down by the fire, and she'd say, "Watch out, no tongues, no hugging, watch where." And she'd write funny stuff in his scripts, and we'd laugh. You know, we'd run the lines, but it was fun working with him. And
Yeah.
in those days, you know, we were on every day. And,
Did you go to his concerts or that?
oh yeah, his concerts, and
Did-
and we used to do the every year, and we both lived in Malibu, so I'd see in the neighborhood. I just see him all the time, and you know, I'd see Barbie, the hairdresser, or in the nail salon, and so yeah, we were together a lot. He would do the Dolphin Ball co-host together. We'd raise money for cystic fibrosis. every
Yeah.
year. He would always donate, like, come and do it, donate a guitar, which would sell for a lot of money.
Dang.
Or, you know, he'd have his show, and then I would buy the tickets to bring my family to see his show in Vegas, you know, and we'd go, and the
Wow.
kids got to. So yeah, he was.
That's the cool part about it, you
That's
know.
the fun part.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get to, and I always loved seeing him in concert, because I like his music. I think he's great. His Vegas show, he's still in amazing shape. I mean, he can sing and he can run. We did his
Really?
show down flights of stairs, through
Dang.
and singing, never misses a beat. No
Wow.
lip singing. He's singing.
He wouldn't lip sync.
He's been a vegan for a long
Well,
time.
he puts on a hell of a show.
Yeah, he puts on a hell of a show, and dancing and singing and running. He's in great shape.
What about Demi Moore? What stories can I know you got some stories there?
Demi, when she came on the show, I mean, and everybody just stopped dead in their tracks. She was just oozed
Oh.
sort of a, you know, sexuality and stuff. So she drove, you know, everybody like, wow, she's a hit. And then
Did you know back then that
she was going to be a big movie star?
yeah,
You
her
just-
acting wasn't how was
She
that?
was new.
She was young. She was 18. She was a kid.
Yeah, she was a kid.
beautiful.
She was beautiful.
18.
She generally done a lot of anything, and you know, she was on GH probably 3 years before she became very hot from General Hospital, and then she kind of got right into the movies,
She got right in.
and got in a movie that made it. I think it was a hit.
What was her first movie?
No,
Oh, San Elmo's Fire?
no,
That was early on, though. But she, yeah,
it was something
I read
else.
her book is good. You know, her book.
Yeah.
Is,
I thought she did a
It
thing.
came out when mine came out.
yeah. A lot of okay, so there you go.
But she was definitely, you know, on the right track, and she was, you know, very, very nice and very fun to be around. And you know, then we got Emma Sams, who came on.
Did you
another one
did
that
you
went
her?
right to the?
Oh yeah, Emma,
She
right?
became a big star too. She got jumped right off the show.
Dynasty.
Got
yeah.
on the Dynasty.
Part of
Right.
Dynasty.
Yeah. So
Did you and
Popular.
Emma or
Emma's
Demi have any kind of
no, the younger guys beat me. Right.
oh
They actually pushed me out of the way. To get
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I was, you know, she was. You got
Even
these-
those young guys
got-
after those girls, yeah, they.
you got the young bucks like John Stamos. That
Yeah, so with John,
yes,
did you have a inkling? You know what an inkling means?
I do know what an inkling means, and I kind of did to John what you did to Steve Burton. Take him under your wing.
Oh,
John was a young kid, and he was very eager, and I had already been on the show 10 years.
oh, 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh.
So when he came on, you know, he was just all over the place, and you know, and they would like we'd come into the room. He worked for me. He was like my Paul Drake to my Perry Mason. I had like a flunky. I was a lawyer, so I had like my guy.
Right.
He was the kid that I hired to get.
Right.
Did you get this? Did you get that? So we were in these scenes all the time, and we'd have to come in together, and he'd come bounding in, and I'd say, John, man, you gotta stay with me because they gotta come in together. A shot gets split, and I gotta walk. I got a certain walk, and he goes, what's this walk you have? I said, well, it's a walk. You know, just watch me. I like if John Wayne had a walk. So to this day, years later, a woman works on the show Full House, and she says, God, I was just watching you walk. You walk like John Stamos. I said, no, no. John Stamos walks like me. See, so I did have an effect on him. I did teach him a walk, but he stole it from me.
Right.
Like Steve Burton stole so much from you when you had him,
Right.
mentoring him.
Right. Yes. But did you have an inkling that John was going to become on Full House and be big and all that?
Yes, he went right through the roof. Like I said, we were on teen magazine covers, and we were in our 20s. John was 18 and a legitimate teen idol, and that was the end of us.
Oh, really?
John became the #1 teen idol in the country. He took over. It was just, he went right through the roof. Within 1 year, he went from just a kid with no walk to a full-blown teen idol. Through the roof.
Jack and I were talking that he makes it look easy. That's why I said he was underrated as an actor. But I think he's gotten really good as he's gotten older.
Stamos?
Yeah.
Well, he has a very, he's done much. He's a song and dance man. He's got.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, Beach
so
Boys.
He can do everything.
He does
Yeah.
everything, and he has a tremendous comedy timing, and so when you got
Oh,
I mean, he's got.
That's why his sitcom was so good.
Yeah, I mean that's why John's
Yeah.
had a career for all this time. He's very charming and funny, and he's that guy that that is like he's like a Cary Grant,
Yeah.
charming and funny.
well,
Short and funny.
I compared him to like Jim Gardner.
That
You know how Jim Gardner made it look so easy? And
Right.
he's not considered one of the greatest actors, but I think he's great. And many people who know acting think he's great. But in the masses, they probably just think, he's good, but he's not.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you, Ken,
You-
for that. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You're supposed to give me a compliment now, but
About-
Jackie gave me a compliment. But you
what did she compliment?
there's no
Your
need.
shirt?
On his acting, of
His
course.
acting.
His acting.
Wait,
Start
Wait.
complimenting.
Tap dancing.
We got to compliment on his acting. Is that why we're here? I thought
Okay.
we were here to talk about us.
Relax.
Hey,
Yes,
maybe on his writing, I'm going to read the book.
let me read the
Yeah.
chapter. The chapter on Maurice's acting. Well, there it is.
all right. We got to get
I'm sorry,
into.
Grace.
We got to get
can't
into.
make fun of you because you've been running this show now. You've been keeping this going now for 20, 30 years.
29 to be
I
exact.
mean, thank
All right.
God.
Pretty darn.
Okay, I'm just gonna say real quick, Ken.
Yeah.
Your father was famous, and that's really cool. Is that where you got that? How you, became, not became, but that's how you got the first inkling,
Inkling again?
or what? That your dad was a famous comedian? Am I right?
Yes, he was a famous.
Did
humorist,
you
comedian.
say I want to do what my dad does, like my son Joshua Benard? Is that how you said I want to do?
No, I wanted to be an actor from the get-go, and I had to talk my father, who was in show business, into it because he didn't think it was a very good idea. He thought I should try and play the part of a good student instead of trying to be an actor. But I really insisted on it, and in third grade, in living here in LA, I got them to put me in a professional acting class. So I was already, at it in third grade. So,
He was also an altar boy, in case you didn't know.
well, that was a form of acting as well.
Kid-
That was
Yeah.
you had an audience out there.
Catholic Church, yeah.
Yes.
And your brother,
Upstage, the priest was their.
I looked up your brother,
Yes, he's a comedian. As
your
well.
twin brother.
Twin brother. Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm 8 minutes older
That's
than him.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
The
right.
happiest 8 minutes
Will,
of my life.
I look when I saw his face, I recognized him.
Yeah, he had his
Oh,
show.
yeah, he's done a
Right?
lot of stuff.
He had his own show. He has a talk show.
Pilot too. He flies. He does boats.
He's now he just was sworn in a month ago. That's why I was in Fort Lauderdale. He's now the Commodore of the Fort Lauderdale Yacht Club, the highest position you could get in the yacht club to be a Commodore.
Were you competitive with him?
Well,
Just be honest.
we came here together. We got a house in Laurel Canyon together. I got a girlfriend, and it was either she goes or I go. And I said, well, I'll see you later. So,
Oh, he said she goes or I go?
yeah. Because
because too many people in the house.
no, just
Nothing
he
you didn't like
thought
her.
my girlfriend was crazy, and he goes, I can't, it's
And
just-
so you chose, was he right?
well, yeah,
He's not with that girlfriend
well, the
anymore.
girlfriend.
What he's got now is terrific. I love her. Trish.
Oh, I love Trisha. I love her.
Well, it was, you know, we can't. What are we gonna live there like?
But then you guys had a little falling out, and then you made up later.
We live, you know, living together with your brother. You know, it's like, Will, why is your door locked? He goes, well, you think it's locked? You know, I can't have you in my room. It's just all the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
stuff. But you know, so he went the comedic way. He went into film school, and then he started making little films, and he got to work on with David Letterman, and then he went up the comedy ranks with Seinfeld and all those guys playing every night at the Comedy Store until they got a show, and he got his own show, and then he got other stuff.
But I will say this, Ken.
What?
He was not, I don't even think, close to the success that you've had.
No, he had his day in the sun.
Ken,
He had a good day. He had a good run. He had his own
Ken, you're
stuff.
still working, brother.
I'm still, yes, but I'm just the guy that was a part of that we're all a part of.
I know,
We're
but
all a part of General Hospital, and that's what we are.
all right. I'm not trying to
I mean,
have
we
you
all-
guys fight again or anything.
Look, I've never had. My brother had the Will Shriner show. It lasted a year or two. I know, but he had his own
That's
show.
where I
never had
recognize-
my own show. Did you have your own show? Did we have our own show? Well, you do have your own show. I'm sorry. It is now. It's, haven't they changed it to Sonny's Hospital yet? I'm sure it's coming.
No, I don't want it to be said. So let's get this has been, I'm not joking, but I'll say it later. I'll say it later when I end it. Oh, if you love what you see, because I'm having the time of my life right now, don't forget to subscribe. Okay. We're gonna conclude. I mean, we've been having the greatest time. I know you've done 9 soaps, so
I
let's
have done 9 soaps.
okay. Let's just leave it at that.
It's,
We don't have to get into that. And you were under contract at Universal. That I do want to do. Can we talk real quickly about that?
you know,
I just want to know what it's like to be under What does that mean? I'm under contract at Universal.
in 1976,
Yes.
the last year they had a contract system where they would hire young actors, pay them $500,
Dang.
and you
Jackie.
were at there was no like fencing classes and dancing classes or acting classes. Those days of that's what they used to do with contract players. They'd put them in the
Yeah. Right.
But now they figured that they're ready to go, so they just wanted to use you in all the Universal projects.
How much did they pay?
$500
A week?
a week.
Back then, it's good money. Yeah.
That was
Well,
what,
money back-
1976. That was
That's
like-
fantastic.
That's like 7 times or 10 times.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. And
How long did you do that for?
I was there for a year, but they would call up, and some weeks would go by and you'd do nothing. Then they'd call and they'd say, "You're playing a soldier. Your scene is with Gregory Peck."
bad.
You go,
That's
"Gregory
great."
Peck. Oh, you're working on Kingston with Raymond Burr. You're going to work with Baba Black Sheep. You're going to work over here. So
That's
You
beautiful.
were just this gun for hire that was, and then you'd try and. The Universal contract players were pushed onto the new projects, but a lot of the people pushed back because they said, "Well, why don't we get stuck with these contract players? There's Maurice Benards out there that we want, other talent."
Yeah.
So a contract player wasn't the beat all.
Oh, I thought
It was a good way to start. I mean,
Yeah.
but you if you got a series, then they'd own you. So it's a whole different. But it was fun.
I thought it sounds fantastic, but
Yeah, contract player to Universal Studios was a great title to have when you're
Just
20
come into town.
22 years old. Until you go to Schwab's Pharmacy with a bunch of old character actors that make fun of you and say, "Who do you think you are?"
yeah. Well, that's jealousy.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's another subject.
that's enough. So let me get into a few more things. In those early on, just because I want to talk, not that I have to, but I think I need to talk about a little bit about mental health, because I feel a little. I know some people say you don't need to, but I do, just because every show I have to have a little bit in there. When you guys were young, what did mental illness mean to you? I'm going to start with Jackie, because you've been talking a lot. So I'm going to start with Jackie. what did mental health mean to you? Like, let's say at my age when I was 21, before 21, it didn't really mean a lot to me. I didn't know anything about it. But then you end up in a mental institution, you start learning about it. Okay. But before that, mental illness was like maybe this person that's in a room and she's losing her mind or something. What did it mean to you at early 20s?
Honestly, to be honest, I didn't even think about it
Yeah.
because I had no I didn't know anybody.
Mm-hmm.
No, we had no issues in my family. Nobody was on medications for
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't something that I had any experience with.
Yeah.
And to this day, I guess I've been fortunate because my daughters are fine. And I just,
Wow.
nothing. Yeah.
Nothing.
Very blessed, very
Yeah.
lucky. My parents, I grew up in a house where my parents were like a typical 1950s version of like the perfect family. Was about as close as you could get. Is what I had. Mom and dad were married forever. They married young. Mom took care of us. The boundaries were very clear. Dad earned the money. Mommy took care of the kids.
Yes.
I have two sisters. We all did great in school. We had no disorders. We had no problems. Nobody ever got in trouble. Nobody got in jail. Nobody took drugs. Nobody got drunk. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't even anything we thought about. It's just luck of the draw.
That's amazing.
That's
Jackie, two I've done, like I said, like over 120 shows. There's only been two people that either don't know anybody or don't know or themselves nothing met. You and Jason Thompson.
Oh,
And
Jason.
the beauty is that when I did it with Jason, he was so curious that it made for a great interview because he wanted to know about what it's like to be mentally ill. So that was, but he didn't know anybody, didn't know anything about it. And here he's coming on mental, state of mind. So it's interesting that you also, but what it tells me is that the majority of people know somebody, have some mental illness, and especially now in the way things are in the world with the pandemic and everything. But it's interesting to me to talk to people that don't.
But maybe I did know people. It's just in those days.
Yes.
Didn't talk about it.
Yes.
People did not talk about mental illness. They did not talk about sexual preferences. They did not talk about how much money they made.
Yeah.
It just didn't come up. So when I said to you before, you asked me about drugs, talking about, I said I never took them. It wasn't anything I had overcome. I had no desire to take them. I didn't even know what they were.
Amazing.
I tried pot once in my life, like smoked like 2 tokes off of a joint. And it made me lazy, made me tired.
Yeah.
I said, why would anybody want to be tired?
Yeah.
And that was it. Never touched it again.
Wow.
So yeah, I am curious. And now I'm seeing what's going on. I mean, even now in this town, the drugs are crazy. We all have people that are close to us that have had in their families things come up with,
yes,
horrible things.
Yes.
And as a mother, I think, oh my God, I say every day, I sit on my bed in the morning. I talk to my angels every morning, every night before I go to sleep and before I get out of bed in the morning. I talk to my angels. I have my angel cards and I read them and I say, thank you, angels. Thank you, God, for the blessings in my life that I have from my family.
Absolutely.
That we feel I've been in this protective universal bubble or whatever it is.
Yes.
I had to, because I am curious and I do wonder, because I think everybody was somebody's baby. A baby comes out of the womb. What happens? What happens to that baby as life goes on? Where mental illness begins to manifest.
Yeah.
Where medications need to happen, where behavior things start to be noticed or not noticed.
Yeah.
By the family. What is that like? And I don't know.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. And I appreciate that. Ken, I know you probably at 21 had your OCD. If you want to just talk like 3 minutes on that, that would be nice.
No, I didn't. When you said, I was just thinking about what Jackie said, that mental illness was not a part of our lives in General Hospital. When I think back on my childhood, and I know that there was some talk about me possibly being having ADD, and
Right.
that hyped up and running around too much, that and not being able to focus. And so there was some talk of a special class that I was supposed to be in, and I'm sure there was talk of putting me on Ritalin or
Yeah,
some one of those
Ritalin,
things.
right.
But I was never put on anything, and it was just kind of worked out that I just really wasn't a very good student, and it wasn't because I had the ADD or the OCD, or it just, I wasn't really interested in school.
Yeah.
I was interested in being an actor at a very young age. So, you kind of, you could be deemed like he's not focused on anything.
Yeah, right.
Which back then they didn't know what to make of that,
And if they put you on Ritalin and it's the wrong diagnosis, it would have been much worse.
Yeah, but if you're getting straight F's on everything in school, they go, well, we gotta put you with a tutor. Why can't you think about this? Why are you not doing this? You're not, they're not saying you're a dummy. It's just that, but that's what they, let's go back to the dunce cap. And when kids in school didn't know the answers, they'd put the dunce cap at them. Not that they were, who knows what was going on. I mean, we didn't know mental illness is what was going on, just other than lack of focus on schoolwork is deemed he's had some problems.
Well, it's much nowadays. Everything is out in the open, and I think the pandemic has I'll say it every show if I have to. It's been a curse and a blessing. The blessing is what we're doing right now. It's a blessing. It really helps people. It really does. And the curse is the suicides. Out of this fucking, I'm so fucking tired of hearing about suicides. I'm so tired, and I can't. People, I'm not gonna get, so I get people writing me, and I'm not gonna get into it. It's just too many suicides. All right, I'm gonna end this on two more things I want to talk about, just to get, because I think it's important that if I don't get into this, it's just this. With you, I want to talk about. I know that Carrie is your daughter, and what was the whole thing?
Karen?
Karen. And we used to fight forever on
What?
Because I killed her or something? No, I didn't kill her. But
you know what? The thing is, I believe that you were responsible for killing my daughter, Karen.
Right.
Drugs.
Right.
Put her in a strip club. I have held that drugs so that the Sonny Scotty storyline can never go any further than that. That it starts and ends right there.
All right.
I still say you did it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I'm not laughing because of this is a soap opera. I'm laughing because we've been playing this beat for 55 years,
Yeah, but I mean, I played the same thing with Tony Geary, except he stole my wife, so I had a better beef.
Yeah.
You goofed up my daughter, so I have a beef with you.
Right.
So, as long as you got a beef, you can stretch your part for over 45 years.
Yeah, right.
Thank God you came along. My beef with Tony was getting old. I needed a new one. And I need another beef coming up with somebody else. Who can I get a new beef with?
So, Jackie, you play Carly's mother, and now you have a reason to be upset at me, because sometimes I don't know if we're upset at each other or not upset at each other. Right. But right now you do have a reason to be upset at each other. So I just wanted to give you my side of that coin.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you know that Sonny had amnesia, and then he he was living a great life, right? At peace, and he meets this girl, and he didn't know she had a secret, and they fall in love. Then he becomes Sonny, and he has to come back and finds his wife and his best friend ready to do the deed. Little things that maybe, but the good thing is that for you is that all you really know is that I slept with another woman. I cheated on your daughter's, your daughter's husband cheated, and that's.
Yeah, and I don't know that even I have an opinion about that. They haven't written it. It's a complicated thing on a soap opera when you're not on. How much backstory do you make up in your head when you have to show up
Yeah,
Clear
right.
blue sky.
Right.
Pretend I know everything, or pretend I was out of town and I missed it. I don't know.
Or it's behind the scenes.
Because you don't presume to know things you don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so it's a
I don't
it's a
think,
schmutzy line there.
and I don't think we've had a scene
No.
about any of this yet. I think that could be, that would be an interesting scene. It would be an interesting.
Well, because in the history when I was on the show, Bobby was on the show, and you were on the show, and we were all working
Yeah,
every day. Bobby was like Sonny. I mean,
Yeah.
they right, but you were, taking care of my girl,
yeah,
and to Bobby, love will out. I mean, Luke is one of the greatest anti-heroes in
Yeah.
the world, and if Bobby could have found somebody to marry like Luke, oh my God, you know what I mean?
right.
So if you want to compare, nobody's perfect. Bobby
No.
was never looking for perfect. She always found the imperfect man the most interesting.
Right.
And so to Bobby, Sonny's strong, capable. He's a good provider.
He just kills
My
people.
daughter. Well, I never really got into that on the show.
He bumbles too.
They never got into it. So it's sort of like with Bobby, if she didn't see it, it was
That's kind of, yeah. But
Yeah.
that's how, you know, what's funny you say that, because I like that. If I don't, that's incredible you said that, because a lot of people right now don't like who I'm with, let's say, right? Because she's a monster, but I don't see it when I'm working with her. And I don't see it even when I watch sometimes the show, and I don't see a monster. They could say what they want, but same with you. You know, I kill people, whatever. But you saw what. That's a smart choice.
The good parts.
Smart choice.
Smart choice. Good.
Yes.
To do, and Bobby coming from nothing, that was really important.
Exactly.
No dad that provided, no mother that provided, and it was like he's stepping up for her. Okay,
See,
that's
Ken?
a big thing.
See, Ken? All right, let's I'm going to conclude this. This has been how can I say this? This has been one of the, I don't know.
Fun.
Yeah, I as many as I've done, and I always say this one's great, that one's great, that was great. But this one was like I only say what comes out of me. I don't really plan anything, but this one is like that movie that had a bit of everything in it, and the two stars you really like a lot, and they take you on this movie where you laugh a lot and you get deep a little bit, and it's kind of like what I would like to see if I were having an interview. I just want to say, you guys made my day. You really did. It was just fun, man. It was, like you said, it was just, I could sit here for hours. I really could. So thank you, and I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us on.
Yes.
It's been
Maurice.
lovely.
It's been fun.
Pleasure.